Why do some 80-year-olds climb mountains while others struggle to climb stairs? Today, you'll discover 9 scientifically backed strategies that let you stay active and energized in your senior years without exhausting yourself or risking injury. Simple adjustments that work with your aging body, not against it. And tip number 6? It actually increases your energy by doing less, not more. Harvard researchers call it the reverse effort principle, and it's changing how we understand senior fitness. Meet 87-year-old Gerald from Vermont, who spent his 70s exhausted and sedentary because he thought staying active meant pushing through pain. After learning these 9 evidence-based strategies 3 years ago, he now hikes 3 miles weekly, gardens daily, and has more energy than he did a decade ago. He didn't get stronger by working harder. He got stronger by working smarter. Tip 1. Move in 10-minute bursts, not hour-long sessions. The biggest mistake active seniors make is thinking exercise must last an hour to count for anything. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that 3 10-minute movement sessions throughout the day provide the same cardiovascular benefits as one 30-minute session, but with 64% less joint stress and significantly lower injury risk for adults over 60. This happens because shorter bursts allow your body to recover between sessions, prevent the dangerous fatigue that causes falls, and keep your energy steady throughout the entire day instead of depleting it all at once. Your heart, lungs and muscles respond just as well to accumulated activity as they do to continuous exercise, but your joints, tendons and energy reserves handle it much better. Think about what happens when you force yourself through a long workout. You feel accomplished for an hour, then spend the rest of the day exhausted, sore and unable to do normal activities you enjoy. Long exercise sessions deplete energy reserves that seniors can't easily replenish, leading to afternoon exhaustion, increased fall risk from fatigue, and eventually complete exercise avoidance because it simply feels too hard. Your body after 60 needs more recovery time between exertions, and ignoring this biological reality sets you up for failure, injury, and the sedentary lifestyle you're trying to avoid. The National Institute on Aging confirms that overexertion is one of the primary reasons seniors abandon exercise programs within the first 3 months. Sylvia, 82, walks around her house and yard for 10 minutes after each meal, instead of forcing herself through long, exhausting walks that left her wiped out. She now moves more total minutes per day than when she tried the hour-long approach, and she has energy left for gardening, cooking, and visiting friends. Here's your simple solution starting tomorrow. Set 3 alarms on your phone, 1 in the morning, 1 at midday, and 1 in the evening. When each alarm sounds, move continuously for just 10 minutes. Walk around your home or neighborhood, do gentle stretches, march in place, do light housework. Whatever keeps you moving without stopping for those 10 minutes. No special clothes, no gym, no pressure to go fast or far. Starting tomorrow, these 3 10-minute bursts will energize your entire day without wearing you out or making you dread activity. Tip 2. Prioritize balance training over cardio. What's the #1 predictor of whether you'll maintain independence past 80? Johns Hopkins research tracked 5,000 seniors for 20 years and found that balance ability, not cardiovascular fitness, not strength, not flexibility, is the strongest predictor of continued independence, with those maintaining good balance staying active an average of 15 years longer. Balance determines whether you can catch yourself when you trip, whether you can reach for items on high shelves safely, whether you can navigate uneven sidewalks without fear, and ultimately whether you can continue living independently. Every single activity of daily living requires balance, yet most seniors never train it specifically until after they've already fallen. Here's what happens when balance isn't prioritized. Poor balance leads directly to falls, which lead to fractures, which lead to hospital stays, which lead to rapid muscle loss, which lead to immobility, which ultimately lead to loss of independence and placement in assisted living. The Centers for Disease Control reports that 1 in 4 seniors falls each year, and the majority of these falls happen not during exercise but during normal daily activities like walking to the bathroom or reaching into a cabinet. These falls are almost always preventable with simple balance training, yet most seniors focus exclusively on walking for cardio while their balance slowly deteriorates until it's too late. Curtis, 79, spends just 3 minutes daily standing on one foot while brushing his teeth, alternating feet each time. His balance test scores improved 200% in 6 months, and he no longer feels unsteady or fears falling. Your immediate action. Today, practice standing on one foot for 30 seconds while holding onto your bathroom or kitchen counter, then switch feet. Do this twice daily, every single day. Next week, try letting go of the counter for just a few seconds while balanced. The month after, try it with your eyes closed while still holding on. Progress slowly and safely, but progress consistently. Better balance tomorrow prevents a devastating, life-changing fall next year. Make this your top priority. Tip 3. Hydrate strategically throughout the day. Most active seniors are chronically dehydrated without realizing it's stealing their energy and physical capacity. The National Institute on Aging reports that adults over 60 have diminished thirst sensation, meaning you don't feel thirsty even when your body desperately needs water. And many lose additional water through common prescription side effects. This makes dehydration a primary cause of fatigue, dizziness, reduced physical performance, and even confusion in active seniors. Your body is approximately 60% water, and that percentage drops with age, making adequate hydration even more critical, not less. Even mild dehydration reduces muscle strength by 15%, decreases endurance dramatically, thickens your blood, forcing your heart to work harder, impairs kidney function, and makes every physical task feel twice as difficult as it should. When you're dehydrated, your brain gets less oxygen, your joints have less cushioning, your muscles cramp more easily, and your balance worsens because your inner ear fluid becomes imbalanced. The American Heart Association notes that dehydration-related dizziness causes thousands of preventable falls in seniors annually. You might think you're just getting weaker or older, when in reality you're simply not drinking enough water to support the active lifestyle you want. Evelyn, 75, keeps a 20-ounce water bottle on her kitchen counter and makes sure to finish 3 bottles daily, 1 by noon, 1 by 4 p.m., and 1 by bedtime. Her energy and physical endurance doubled within 2 weeks of this simple change, and she stopped experiencing the afternoon fatigue that had plagued her for years. Here's your straightforward solution. Drink exactly 8 ounces of water at the top of every hour from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's 11 8-ounce servings totaling 88 ounces, which is ideal for most seniors. Set hourly reminders on your phone until this becomes completely automatic. Don't chug it all at once. Spread it throughout the day so your body can actually absorb and use it. Proper hydration starting tomorrow will make every activity feel effortless instead of exhausting. This one change is that powerful. Tip 4. Eat protein. After activity, not before. When you eat, protein matters just as much as how much you eat. But most seniors get this timing completely wrong. Harvard Medical School's nutrition research shows that consuming 20-25 grams of protein within 30 minutes after physical activity maximizes muscle repair, reduces next-day soreness by 47% in seniors, and helps maintain the muscle mass that naturally declines with age. Pre-activity protein provides minimal benefit because your body can't effectively use it for muscle repair until after the activity is complete. This post-activity window exists because your muscles are primed to absorb nutrients and begin repair immediately after exertion. But this window closes quickly. Without post-activity protein, your muscles can't repair properly from the micro-damage that naturally occurs during any physical activity. even gentle walking. This leads to persistent soreness, declining strength over time, slower recovery, and eventually complete activity avoidance because movement starts hurting more than it helps. Your body after 60 loses muscle mass at an accelerated rate, up to 8% per decade. And the only way to slow or prevent this loss is through adequate protein consumption at the right time. Research from Tufts University confirms that seniors who consistently eat protein after activity maintain significantly more strength and functional capacity than those who don't, even when total daily protein intake is identical. After his morning walk, Stanley, 81, immediately eats a hard-boiled egg and a cheese stick, exactly 23 grams of protein. He recovers faster, experiences less soreness, and maintains more strength than when he used to eat protein before walking or hours afterward. Your action plan: keep quick, ready-to-eat protein sources accessible in your kitchen, hard-boiled eggs in the fridge, individually wrapped cheese sticks, single-serve Greek yogurt cups, or prepared protein shakes. Immediately after any physical activity, even gentle gardening or house cleaning, consume 20-25 grams of protein within 30 minutes. Set a timer if needed to remind yourself. Tomorrow's post-activity protein directly determines whether you're building strength or losing it week by week. Tip 5. Use activity stacking to stay consistent. Why do seniors who plan to exercise often skip it, while others never miss a day? Behavioral research from Stanford shows that habit stacking, linking new activities to existing routines you already do automatically, increases long-term adherence by 78% in seniors compared to schedule-based exercise plans that rely on motivation or willpower. This works because you're not creating a new habit from scratch. You're simply adding a movement to something you already do every single day without thinking. Your brain already has the neural pathway for the existing habit, so adding a physical activity to it requires far less mental effort and willpower. Relying on motivation or scheduled workouts leads to inconsistency. Because motivation fluctuates daily, schedules get disrupted, and eventually guilt from missed workouts makes you give up entirely on staying active. The University of California research on senior fitness adherence found that motivation-based exercise programs have a 73% abandonment rate within 6 months, while habit-stacked activities have only a 12% abandonment rate because they become automatic and effortless. You're not deciding whether to exercise, you're simply doing a movement while doing something you were already going to do anyway. Clarence, 77, does 10 squats while waiting for his morning coffee to brew and 20 arm circles while waiting for the microwave to heat his breakfast. He never skips because these activities are now completely automatic parts of his existing routine. He doesn't even think about them anymore. Here's your implementation strategy. Identify 3 things you do every single day without fail: brushing teeth, making coffee, waiting for the microwave, watching the evening news, whatever is absolutely automatic in your life. Choose one simple movement for each. Leg lifts while brushing teeth, calf raises while washing dishes, stretches during TV commercials. Start with just 1 stack this week, add a second next week, add a third the week after. Build your first activity stack tomorrow morning and you'll never skip again because it won't require willpower or decision-making. Tip 6. Rest intentionally to build energy. The secret to having more energy for activity is strategic rest, not pushing through fatigue or trying to tough it out. Harvard researchers discovered that seniors who take one deliberate 20-minute rest period midday have 43% more physical stamina, better cognitive function during activities, significantly lower injury rates, and actually accomplish more total activity than those who try to power through without rest. This happens because your body after 60 needs more recovery time between exertions. And providing that recovery intentionally allows your energy systems to fully recharge instead of running on empty all afternoon and evening. Constantly pushing through fatigue depletes your body's limited recovery capacity, weakens your immune system, increases inflammation, disrupts sleep quality at night, and dramatically increases injury risk, because tired bodies make mistakes and can't react quickly to prevent falls. The National Institutes of Health found that seniors who rest strategically have 68% fewer exercise-related injuries and maintain consistent activity levels for decades, while those who never rest experience declining performance, chronic exhaustion, and eventual abandonment of physical activity altogether. Your body isn't lazy for needing rest, it's being smart about resource management. After adopting a daily 20-minute afternoon rest between 2 and 3 p.m., Gladys, 83, found she could garden in the evening and cook dinner without exhaustion, something she couldn't do in years. Your non-negotiable new routine. Schedule one 20-minute rest period every afternoon at the same time daily. Lie down or recline comfortably, close your eyes, breathe deeply and slowly, and let your body completely relax. Don't sleep, just rest. Set a gentle alarm so you're not watching the clock. After 20 minutes, get up and resume your activities feeling genuinely refreshed and energized. Tomorrow's strategic rest creates tomorrow's abundant energy. Stop fighting your body's need for recovery. Tip 7. Choose low-impact activities for high returns. The most active seniors avoid high-impact activities entirely, and science proves they're making the smart choice. The American College of Sports Medicine found that low-impact activities, walking, swimming, water aerobics, cycling, tai chi, chair exercises, provide 85% of the cardiovascular and strength benefits of high-impact exercise while reducing joint damage, chronic inflammation, and injury risk by 90% in adults over 65. Your joints have absorbed decades of impact, and continuing high-impact activities now accelerates deterioration that can't be reversed, only managed after the damage is done. High-impact activities like running, jumping, or aggressive aerobics accelerate cartilage breakdown in your knees, hips, and spine, cause chronic inflammation that persists even at rest, lead to injuries that can sideline you for months or permanently, and ultimately end your active lifestyle entirely when joints become too damaged to function. Research from Johns Hopkins shows that seniors who switched from high-impact to low-impact activities reduced joint pain by an average of 71% within 3 months, while actually improving their cardiovascular fitness. You don't need impact to get results. You just need consistent movement that your joints can sustain long-term. After switching from jogging to water walking at his local pool 3 times weekly, Marvin, 78, completely eliminated his chronic knee pain while improving his cardiovascular health even more than running had. Your immediate change: replace any high-impact activity with a low-impact alternative that you actually enjoy and can sustain. Walk instead of jog, swim, or do water aerobics instead of run. Cycle on flat ground instead of jumping exercises. Practice Tai Chi instead of high-impact aerobics. Your joints will thank you immediately, and you'll be able to stay active for decades instead of just years. Switch to low impact tomorrow, and you'll still be active and pain-free at 90, guaranteed. Tip 8. Track energy levels, not exercise minutes. What if you're measuring the wrong success metric entirely, and that's why staying active feels so hard? Research from the National Institutes of Health shows that seniors who track daily energy levels and adjust activity intensity accordingly maintain consistent active lifestyles 3 times longer than those who follow rigid exercise schedules, regardless of how they feel. This works because your body's capacity varies day to day based on sleep quality, stress, weather, minor illness, and dozens of other factors. Ignoring these signals and forcing the same routine every day leads to overexertion, injuries, burnout, and total abandonment of exercise. When you follow a rigid plan that doesn't account for how you actually feel, you inevitably have days where you push too hard and hurt yourself. followed by days where you're too sore or tired to do anything, creating an exhausting boom-bust cycle that eventually fails completely. The Mayo Clinic's behavioral health research confirms that flexible, body-responsive exercise approaches have 84% long-term adherence compared to just 23% for rigid, schedule-based programs. Your body is giving you real-time feedback about what it needs. Ignoring that feedback is working against yourself, not with yourself. Wanda, 84, rates her energy 1 to 10 each morning and chooses activity intensity accordingly. 7 to 10 days get full activity, 4 to 6 days get lighter activity, 1 to 3 days get only gentle stretching. She stayed consistently active for 8 years, using this approach without a single injury or burnout. Your new morning routine. Before getting out of bed, honestly assess your energy on a 1 to 10 scale. Write it down or note it on your phone. On high energy days, do your full activity. On medium days, cut intensity or duration in half. On low energy days, do only gentle movement. No guilt, no judgment, just responsive self-care. Start tracking tomorrow and you'll avoid the boom-bust cycle that ends most seniors' active lifestyles within months. Tip 9. Make social activity your primary exercise. The longest living, most active seniors barely exercise in the traditional sense. They simply stay socially active. Research from Harvard's Longevity Project found that socially active seniors, those who walk with friends, garden with neighbors, play recreational sports, or attend group classes, live 7 years longer and maintain physical function far better than isolated seniors who exercise alone, even when total activity minutes are identical. This happens because social activity provides both physical movement and emotional engagement, making the activity enjoyable rather than a chore, which leads to consistency that solitary exercise can never match. Solitary exercise feels like a task you must force yourself to complete, leading to skipped sessions, eventual abandonment, and the guilt that comes with failure. Social activity feels like quality time with people you care about, making you look forward to it and show up consistently even on days when you don't feel motivated. Research from the University of Michigan confirms that seniors with regular social physical activities have 91% consistency rates compared to just 34% for those exercising alone. Additionally, social isolation itself accelerates both physical and cognitive decline, independent of activity level. So combining movement with social connection provides compounding benefits that solitary exercise simply cannot deliver. Since joining a walking group at his community center 3 years ago, Norman, 86, hasn't missed a single week of physical activity because it's now his social highlight, not his exercise obligation. Your action step: find one activity you can do with at least one other person. Walking buddies from your neighborhood, gardening partners, community center classes, recreational groups, church activities, or senior center programs. Reach out to one specific person this week and schedule your first social activity session. Make it recurring weekly at the same time so it becomes a standing commitment. Tomorrow, reach out to one person and schedule your first social activity. This one change often makes all the others effortless. Let's recap the 9 strategies that keep seniors active without struggle. Move in 10-minute bursts throughout the day. Prioritize balance training over cardio. Hydrate strategically with water every hour. Eat protein immediately after activity. Use activity stacking to build automatic habits. Rest intentionally for 20 minutes daily. Choose low-impact activities your joints can sustain. Track energy levels and adjust accordingly. And make social activity your primary exercise. None of these require gym memberships, expensive equipment, or superhuman effort. They simply work with your aging body's natural needs instead of fighting against them. Start with just one strategy this week, add another next week, and watch your energy, strength, and joy in movement return naturally. If this could help someone you care about stay active and independent longer, share this video with them right now. They'll genuinely thank you for it. Tell me in the comments which tip you're implementing first, and subscribe so you never miss practical health strategies designed specifically for seniors who want to live fully, not just survive. Your most active, energized years can absolutely still be ahead of you.